Hello, hello, welcome. Hey, Jess. Um, let's see, Tina. If you
Hey,
guys want to introduce yourselves, thank you for being here. I got it, Samantha. It just clicked over. We're trying to get this thing together. It's the first time, so bear with us, please. I barely know what I'm
Okay,
doing.
Tina is here.
Awesome. Hey,
Okay, I
Tina.
am Tina Williams. I'm in Florida, and I am a new freight broker.
Awesome. What's your specialty?
I have 23 years in the transportation industry. And so my husband is an owner operator. And so we're doing reefer loads right now. And I'm just going to expand and go off of the transportation expertise that I have, as well as the training that I am receiving.
Awesome. Well, you're in the right place because all these ladies up here do a little bit of everything. So let's see. Somebody else just hopped on. Hey, Jess, how are you?
hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. We're just all going around introducing ourselves.
Woo-wee, on the spot, huh?
Listen, don't be nervous. It's just a couple of us ladies, so it's nerve-wracking at first, but once we get into this thing, it'll be nothing.
Okay. Well, my name is Danae, but everybody usually calls me Jersey. But let's see. What am I doing? I don't know. I do some dispatching for my husband. It's really him. He has the truck. So you know how it is. The wife gets thrown everything. So that's how I got into this. Started with learning how to dispatch, and now I'm still doing a little bit of that for him when he needs me. But now I'm kind of like doing back office stuff. So I'm just here learning everything.
Listen, I'm doing the same thing every
Mhm.
day, sharing what I know and learning the other things that I don't know. The more you get into it, the more you realize you really don't know much, and
I
there's
know.
still so much to learn.
I
You
know.
know,
It's been like 2 years, and I'm like, I still don't know. I feel like I know a lot, but I don't know nothing.
I think we're all always learning.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, nice to meet everybody.
Nice to meet you too.
Hey, Tia.
So,
Hey, how you doing?
see, I'm loving that hair. I'm just gonna say.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm actually in the process of taking it out. I had to throw this head on real quick.
Just
These
throw that
cracks,
thing on.
they hanging real low in the back. Y'all can't see it because I start cutting it out.
Listen, that's why I just swapped out for some wigs because it's too hot. I can't wear my natural hair out. It's too much. And I don't have time to sit down and get braided. So
I'm about to
we're
switch
giving
it
the
up.
other, you what?
I'm about to switch up too. Give me a new wig. I think I'm gonna go blonde this time.
Something different.
Yes.
Mary, how are you?
Doing good. I have been really busy. I've had like all kinds of unique freight requests. Like I feel like I've been getting every single like I call it a unicorn, the like load that's impossible to cover because it's just literally so unique.
Yes, I've been seeing a lot of those too. I'm like, where's your regular guy that does this? I'll help, but seems a little crazy.
Exactly.
Hey, Tristan. All right, ladies. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. If anybody else joins us, they can hop on in. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I don't know if any of you have had the day that I've had. So feel free to unmute yourselves. Feel free to just ask questions. I'm not going to be watching the chat like that. So just take yourself off mute and talk. I'll stop. And if you have questions,
Hey
Hey,
Shay,
Tristan.
hey everybody. I'm sorry I was late. I just got finished doing a live interview, and so did Tawana. So she's coming on too. So all of us were kind of late. We had something going on prior, but I'm here now. I'm in the car, but I'm listening. So I'm excited, and thank you, Shay. Thank you for everybody that's here.
Yes, thank you ladies for joining us. Can you guys see the screen okay?
Yes.
Okay, is anything covered or is it, I don't know what your point of view is. So anyways, today we're going to be talking about leveling up in logistics. Every day I see another dispatcher, another broker, another trucking company. And what I've really have been doing is making sure that I stand out. And now I'm just sharing with other logistics providers what's worked for me and what's helped me kind of stand out from other people and kind of mark my own lane. So we'll get started. A little bit about me. In a nutshell, I'm a logistics consultant. I'm the CEO at Allegiant Logistics. We're a 3PL in South Metro Atlanta. We specialize in the transportation of high value cargo, which really is just the aerospace and manufactured industries. We mostly just do flatbeds and power onlys. That's our niche. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, and of course, I'm a mentor now. So I'm just like all of you. I'm out here learning, working hard every day, showing up for my business every day. Every single thing that I've done or I share with you, no one taught me. I got it. I figured it out, right? I Googled it. I learned from other people and I took bits and pieces from all of these different people and just put it together to work for me and my brand. And I suggest you do the same. I spent very little money, and so if you automatically think, because that's the first thing everybody tells me, it's so expensive. It's not. If you just put a little bit of time and a little bit of energy, you can position your brand the way you'd like. So that's a little bit about me. So today we're going to be talking about branding, social media, and Canva. I don't think that people talk enough about Canva. If you're a small business owner, you should know how to use Canva in and out. I'm going to teach you a couple of extra things and a little tricks that I've learned in Canva that have really helped me along the way. So all of you ladies know branding is the most important thing, right? You can put out the best content, you can take the best pictures, you can say the best words, but if your brand doesn't line up with what you say, it hits nothing. It accomplishes nothing. Your brand is everything in business. It's how people perceive you. It drives new clients to you and it increases your value. So even if you haven't accomplished a lot in your business, your brand can be more valuable than maybe your actual net worth. So in the beginning, when I only had one customer, and I was moving under $20,000 a month in freight. But I was able to build value in my brand by making sure that I hit all of the basic things. I can't see who's coming in. So for anyone new that's coming in, we already hopped in. We're just talking about branding, social media, and Canva. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So as all of you know, the brand is more than just pictures. It's more than just photos. Your brand is who you are, what you do, and how you do it. And I don't think that in the beginning, when we're establishing our businesses, that a lot of us spend as much time on the brand basics. And this is more important than, the way your logo looks or the way your website looks. It's the core of who your business is and what do you represent. I want you to ask yourself right now, are you clear on exactly what your company represents, how you do business, what your purpose is? And if not, you need to get really clear about that, because the most important thing you can do is be able to communicate who you are in your pitch to customers, in your pitch to carriers, in anything you do. People are going to immediately know whether they want to do business with you or not. And it's going to be based a lot on your brand foundation. If you can communicate, what does your company do? Who exactly is your target audience, right? So you can say I'm a dispatcher. I get people that do consults all the time and they're like, I'm a freight broker. I'm like, okay, well, what do you specialize in? What's your niche? And that's more than just saying, hey, I do reefers, right? What type of commodities do you haul? Welcome. So it's getting very, very clear, right? I understand, because in the beginning, I wanted to do everything, well, except for reefer. I wanted to do everything. I was like, oh, I'm doing dry food. Oh, I'm doing this. And I really had to sit and focus down. What are the things that I actually am capable of doing? What do I have the resources already? And what avenues do I want to go in? And for me, it was aerospace. I love airplanes. I love learning about them. I have several engineers and scientists in my family and in my business partner's family. So we're able to talk to them and learn about what the industry has going on. And it fascinated me. So I picked that. Yours might be something completely different. You might be into clothing, whatever it is. Pick it and stick to it and be able to show up and communicate about it effectively. If you cannot tell me in 2 sentences exactly what your business does, then it doesn't land, whether you're pitching a carrier or whether you're pitching a shipper. It's also really important to understand not just what you are and what you do, but how did you get there? What's your story? What makes you unique? When I'm talking to shippers, I'm telling them, like, listen, I come from a cold chain background. I didn't enjoy it. I really got into this because I like this. I have a joke that I say with all of them about my private jet that I'm going to have. Something, but you're able to build rapport and establish something with everyone based on who you are, what you do, and what your company's story is. So if you don't have that, I suggest you really reel in on that, because how are you going to communicate, make content, social sell, or do any of that during this time? You know, this isn't like it used to be. Back in the day, you could literally walk up to a shipper and just start talking, right? Start figuring out what their needs are, talk to the guys on the dock, get the information you need. You can't do that anymore. And now, welcome for everyone that's coming in. Welcome, welcome. We've already gotten started. We are just talking about branding basics. We're also going to be talking about social media and Canva. So welcome, welcome. Just to summarize, make sure you know exactly what you do, exactly how you do it, and be able to tell a story about how you got started, because people are going to want to know. People, from the very moment I started posting my brand, they were able to connect with me because I gave them an inside feel in my brand, the highs, the lows, the things I'm building. I was very transparent. And if you guys are able to do that on social media, not only will you connect with the carriers that you need to serve, but also the shippers. If you guys have any questions, feel free at any time to unmute your mic and just say your question. So there's a lot that goes into having your brand and establishing your brand. You know, I see a lot of people focus solely on a logo, but it's more than just a logo. It's the colors you use. It's the fonts you use, the things that are inspired. If you can see, this is my brand board, so you can only see a portion of it. But these are some of the things that I use when I make content so that I'm able to keep my content consistent. That consistency is what builds trust. People see Lady Logistics and Leading Ladies of Logistics. They see the multicolors, they see the same type of lettering and text, the same type of verbiage, the same type of overall brand message. And that's what builds trust. That's what allows people to join the community. That's what allows people to send business or to do consults and things of that nature. That trust is really, really important when you're getting established, especially in the beginning, for any of you. I will tell you that you can do all of this for free, okay? You can create a brand board for free on Canva. I'm gonna show you how to do it. You can select your fonts and you can select color combinations. There's 3 apps that you can use that I didn't put on here. If any of you are looking for color combinations, they're Color Hunter, Peloton, and Pictolicious. So for me, I rebranded because my colors were a softer pink and a softer blue. And now because it's summertime and just the way I'm feeling this year, I wanted something different for my personal brand. For Legion Logistics, the colors are always going to be blue and orange. But I was able to find those color combinations using free apps. You just pick one color and it will let you know the other colors. This is really good when you're creating content as well. If you have a really bright color like an orange or a hot pink like I do, sometimes it's difficult finding other colors to match it to be able to make your marketing material. So this will be a really good tool. It's called Color Hunter, Peloton, and Pictolicious. Those all are free apps that work on Android and Apple. The last one, Pictalicious, you can upload a picture of yourself or anything that you see, and it'll tell you the colors that are in it. That'll really help you if you're making content, you're wanting it to match. So this is something that I see all the time, and I would like us to do better. A lot of you do not fall into this category, but some do. And if you do, it's okay. When you are getting started, you need to have a professional presentation. Whether you're pitching a shipper or a carrier, these things matter. For me as a broker, when I'm talking to dispatchers, when I'm talking to carriers, and they're sending me their packets, they're sending me emails, and they have, you know, twerking all night at yahoo.com is their email, and they want me to send over a load that, you know, they need to get booked. I'm like, this is a little suspect. I automatically change my image and my appearance, my view of this brand changes because of the way they presented themselves. So having a professional email is so important. It takes 5 minutes to go onto Google Domains, to buy a domain that's going to be your website domain, and to set up an email address on it. Less than 5 minutes. And if anybody on this call does not have a professional email with their domain, send me a inbox message, message me afterwards. I will show you how to do it. No charge. I need you to have a professional email. It's very, very easy to do. Also, Google is going to be the cheapest too if you're looking for a domain. That is just, they don't change at all every year. They don't go up on the rates. It's only $6 a month to have a professional email. You have to remember, Google runs everything. Everything is connected to Google. All the social media sites are connected to Google. So if you purchase your domain through Google, you will get way more visibility than any of these others, even if you host it on a different platform. Make sure that you are registered and have something established with Google. That will really help you. Second, business contact number. You know, I understand a lot of us use our cell phones, but when you're registering your business and your professional business, get a business phone number, right? It's really easy. I use phone.com for my personal brand. I use Uma Office for my brokerage because it has the option to have a built-in virtual assistant, and it's only $20 a month. So when I can't get to the phone, when the dispatchers can't get to the phone, when someone on my team can't get to the phone, the virtual dispatch is answering, music is playing, they have options. It's a really professional way to make your company look a lot larger than it is. And it gives a very professional presence to anyone that you're going to do business with. Lastly, email signature. mysignature.io, I highly suggest it. You can make an email template for free. There's no reason that I have to search around for your information. Please, if you want to do professional business, make sure that you have a professional email that has your contact name, your contact email, your title, your company name. Make sure it has a phone number that someone can reach you at. I see people prospect day in and day at night, and they have no they have no information. They have no information on the email, and it makes it very hard for people to do business with you. We should be making it as easy as possible for people to do business with us. So anyways, digital and physical business card is the last part of the professional experience. Make sure you guys either have a digital or physical business card. I'll show you how to do those on Canva as well. It's super easy. You also can use Popple. I use Popple. I don't have it on my phone, but it goes on the back of your phone. And when you go and meet people, you go to these conferences, you go to trade shows, you just have them scan the back of it. That will keep you from having to hand out a personal business card. It's $7.99. You also can use About.me. It's an app that is a virtual business card. I use that when I go to conferences. Everything, you can put all of your social media on there, your contact information. So you'll have a QR code, and when someone scans it, they have all of your information. They're able to connect with you really, really easy. That's actually helped me when I've met shippers who are, I'm like, I'm out to eat or something like that, and they overhear me talking about freight, and they're like, hey, what do you do? And I'm like, hey, let's exchange information. Boom, I just pop it up on my phone. So that is another option as well. Some way to get people to connect with you. It's really important. Does anybody have any questions? I'm gonna go on if you don't. Good, okay. So, social media. Everybody asks me the same thing, right? Why do I have to use social media? And I tell every single one of my clients, it's free and it is the quickest way to get your target audience to hear your message. There's no other way. I get clients all the time. They're like, oh, my business page only, I get like 10 people that come. That's 10 people. Imagine if you had 10 people walk in your office right now. So every single relationship, every single connection you meet is so important. I have established my entire business off of social media, from sourcing carriers to sourcing shippers. Because I started my business during COVID, I had no other way to connect with people. I didn't go to conferences. I couldn't go to trade shows. I had to utilize social media for every single aspect of my business. So it can be done. I never shared ads. I never spent any money on it either, right? I just used my two hands and a little bit of creativity. So don't think that you have to have like this huge budget, this huge marketing budget. I didn't have any of that. I got like some stuff off Vistaprint with a 50% off coupon and I made it work. So let's talk about how to actually position your brand, okay? So we all know there's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's LinkedIn. Let's talk about Facebook first. As you know, because we all connect on Facebook, Facebook is where everyone goes to rant, rave, post loads, pretend to connect, complain. Facebook really should only be a place for learning from others and mostly learning from others' mistakes, networking, and sourcing carriers, whether you're a dispatcher or a broker. It's a great place. I tell everyone, don't just go in these groups. If you go into the top of your Facebook and search keywords in your industry. So for me, I search aerospace. That's how I find articles about what's going on, what's trending now in aerospace. I'll type flatbed. I'll connect with people who are talking about flatbedding, whether it's customers, whether it's carriers, whether it's dispatchers who are looking for other people. I find most of those people by searching outside of the Facebook groups. All of that will pop up. So if you're searching these keywords, search by your industry, search by commodities. It's a really great way to find the most trending topic. Welcome. If you can mute your phone, that would be amazing. Thank you. So that's primarily what I use Facebook for. I don't get a lot out of Facebook, but all of you should have a Facebook page for your business, not your personal page that you use as your company. You should have a business page, a business profile. The reason you need to have a business profile is because these pages connect to the SEO that Google has when anyone searches your company's name. I don't know about you, but as a broker, in the very beginning, it was so challenging for me to get carriers to haul loads for me. Until I was able to get my Insonia score up on the DAT and I had a credit rating, people wanted to make sure that I was real. People wanted to make sure that my brokerage was an actual viable business and not someone pretending to be someone else. Because I was established on every social media platform with people following me where I was sharing content, they could see that I'm a viable business, right? I'm not just some random person that started a freight brokerage, working out of my basement, looking to scam them. In this industry, there's serious distrust. Sorry. There's serious distrust in this industry across the board, whether it's dispatchers, brokers, whoever you are, there's a lot of distrust. So you have to go into this whatever your role is, you have to go into this thinking, I need to earn this trust. I need to earn trust of the people that are coming in contact with me. And so a large part of that is making sure that your brand is visible. That if I type your name in Google, I can find you. I'm not looking through pages and pages of Google. If I can't find you, I start questioning what's going on with your business. Where are you? Why are you not on anything? You're not on anything. You're nowhere. That concerns me. So utilize Facebook, even if you only post there once a week. Have some type of page that can connect to you and your business. It will help you with your SEO. It will help you get found, and it will help you build trust with and credibility. So Instagram, I love Instagram. I'm on Instagram all the time. Instagram is where I source all of my carriers. I will tell you this, the best thing that you can do on Instagram is make sure that you have every single piece of contact information in your Instagram profile. Okay. So if you go under settings in your Instagram profile, you should be able to add a phone number, an address, and an email. You can make sure those buttons are highlighted on the main screen of your page. When someone comes to your page, if they just have to click once and call you, listen, I didn't have Shaq's number and I had to call her earlier today. I was like, oh, I went on Instagram. I clicked right on the contact and boom, I was connected to her instantly. That is a must. If you come across a carrier, say you post something, I get it all the time. I'm like, hey, power only loan, Texas to Georgia. I need it covered today before 5. Carrier came off the load. These carriers, are, especially in a truck, driving, dispatching, phone ringing, people don't have time to search for you. If they have to do too much looking, they're going to stop. I know I do. If I have to do too much searching, I'm like, oh, next. So make sure you have every single piece of contact information and keep it updated. You don't know how many people, dispatchers and carriers I meet, and I call them with an opportunity and their phone number is disconnected or it's not the right number. They haven't updated their information. And that's across all platforms. So LinkedIn, that's Instagram. Does anybody have any questions specifically about Instagram? Okay. So make sure you're using hashtags on Instagram as well, not only just when you post, but following and searching hashtags. So that's going to be anything in our industry. I follow freight broker life. I follow anything in my industry. So I follow flatbeds, flatbed gang. I'm following anything that, for me, because I'm a broker, I'm looking for carriers. I don't source shippers on Instagram because most of the time they're not the decision maker that's on Instagram and I don't have time. So I'm just using it to find carriers and network, right? So when I'm doing that, I'm searching things that I know carriers will look for. So when I just hired a driver because we just got 2 trucks. And I was like, how am I going to find a driver? Everyone says there's a driver shortage. I went on Instagram and I looked at non-CDL, CDL jobs, and I looked at the people who were commenting on those things, asking questions, right? And the people who they were commenting on their posts, they weren't responding. So I was inboxing them like, hey, I know you commented on this. I've got a driving job. If you didn't find that, I'll get it. Get creative. Get really, really creative. And those hashtags are going to be the quickest way to find who you're looking for. So for me, I was looking for, I need somebody with trailers. And the people that I reached out to, the normal people, they only had a couple, but I needed more trailers. So I'm looking trailer rentals, trailers for sale, dry van. I'm looking all those hashtags for people who have posted content that's in that area and chatting them up like, hey, do you still have those trailers? I want to use those trailers. So use those hashtags as a way to get what you want specifically. I know it's easy to get on and just scroll, right? You just scroll in, you see Truck and Hustle, you see Freight Waves, you see everybody's posts, and we're just, but have some intention to what you're doing. It helped me get a lot further than I was by being very intentional. Make sure that anything that you put on social media, you stand by, okay? Because your customers, and that includes in your Instagram stories. I know they disappear after 24 hours, but people will screen record. Okay. That talks, and that's as small as, because I've seen a lot of newer brokers talking poorly about a shipper. listen, everybody can find stuff on social media, and not only, even if that shipper doesn't see it, how you talk and how you handle business, how you talk about people who do you poorly, how, like, you know, anything bad, a bad transaction, that matters. People are watching. That can tarnish your brand very easily. I know we get upset and we feel like we're entrepreneurs, so we're like, oh, you know, we want to vent. Oh, they tried me. This happened. All of that is great, but you need to find a way to spin it and talk about what the solution is. At the end of the day, you're a business owner. I don't want to hear your drama. I want to hear what solutions you provide. I want to hear how we can do business together. I want to hear what your business does. And so don't get too caught up in the social media, you know, flexing or showing out for everybody, and forget that that can tarnish your brand. It looks cool, but those people who are liking your posts and who are commenting, yeah, girl, they're not the ones that are going to be your target clients. And they're not the people that we need to impress. And I see a lot of people make content to impress their peers and not their target audience. So when we're making content, every time I post, I'm like, am I doing this for me? Am I doing this? Who is this for, right? Who am I posting this for? Who is this targeted to? Who is the audience I'm trying to connect with? All right, enough about Instagram. LinkedIn. Oh, actually, I want to say one more thing about Instagram. When you guys are posting hashtags with your stories, and I see a lot of people do it, I won't name any names, make sure you are using hashtags that are under 450,000 people, okay? If you're using hashtags with 1 million, 2 million, you're not going to get found. No one's going to reach you. Make sure you use the hashtags that have the lower reach, the lower amount of people who have utilized them. That will get more people finding you. When I find anything in between like the 5 to 20,000 range, those are the posts that I get so many people DMing me and so many people inboxing me looking to connect with me, because I'm able to reach my target audience a lot clearer. That goes for LinkedIn as well. So, ladies, LinkedIn is where it's at. If you do not have a LinkedIn page, please create one today. Create one for your business and create one for you personally. The reason why you need to have a business page is simple. It's just for search purposes. It's the same thing as Facebook. If you don't ever use your LinkedIn business page, that's okay. Share an update once a week. Share an update every once in a while. Share a win every now and again. Share, you know, some freight that you've moved. But you need to have it so people can search you. If you have a shipper that wants to connect with you and he types your company's name into LinkedIn, he's trying to call you, can't find you. Goes into Google, types your company name in, can't find you. A lot of times the referrals I've received were word of mouth. Someone just was like, yeah, I was talking to this driver, whatever. He said, Shay, Lynn, Dixon, or whatever, you can help me. If he searches me on any platform, he can find me, right? You want to make sure that somebody can find you anywhere. No matter how they hear about you, no matter, they can find you. Welcome. So the LinkedIn professional page is the most important page for anybody that's listening that's a freight broker. If you're a freight broker, you need to have a professional LinkedIn page. End of story. It's more important than Instagram. It's more important than Facebook, because that's where your customers are. Every single customer that I've ever gotten, it's because I dated them on LinkedIn first. And everyone's like, what? I court my customers before I close the deal. I find them, I connect with at least 10 people in their business organization. So for instance, I'll just say Dickies, okay? Go on, I'll find everybody in Dickies upline, starting with the procurement, logistics, anybody in transportation. I'm adding all of them. Half of them will accept my request. The other half won't, because they know what I'm coming for. I start making sure I'm engaging with their posts. I'm sharing content in their industry. I'm searching and following their hashtag for their company so that I can use the same hashtags that their company uses. If you notice on LinkedIn, a lot of companies, when they share posts on their page, they have branded hashtags, whether it's shop with Dickies or Dickies is the future. Use those hashtags on your posts when you're talking about industry specific items. This will get you found. People have found me just from a hashtag. I used the customer's hashtag. They clicked and liked and engaged my post. I inboxed him a voice message. Hey, how are you doing today? Thanks so much for engaging with my post. I love that you guys are doing this and that you're all into supplier diversity. Does that extend into your transportation department? I would love to provide some type of transportation services for you. Boom, I'm in there. I'm having a conversation with him, and I wasn't a creep, and I didn't just come straight in their inbox like, hey, I'm Shay with Allegiant Logistics. Here's my capability statement. I want to move your freight, right? That doesn't work anymore, right? You have to imagine these procurement people, these shipping people, they get 50 to 100, if not more, people inboxing them daily. I want to move your freight. Oh, I'm, the best sales pitches around. You have to do something to stand out and to show that you're an expert. So showing you're an expert shows that you're in touch with what's going on, with the trends. I have a girlfriend now, she does hazmat. She's doing all the gas. She's moving oil and all types of chemicals, right? She's having a field day on LinkedIn. She's sharing everything about this gas cyber leak, everything that's going on with the gasoline. She got 2 new customers just from inboxing articles, sharing information with them, because it opens the conversation in a different way. I highly, highly suggest that you are really intentional by doing your research in advance. I've just started cold calling just because I said I would I'm forcing myself to do it because I have a team and I have to show my team what I want from them, right? So it starts with me. I can't stand it. But I've found more success cold calling because I'm doing my research first on LinkedIn. I'm making sure that I take the time to see who's on the upline. I'm vetting this entire business. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, they got a little other people in here. Okay, Heather looks like she might actually have a conversation with me. Okay, so I'm calling. I'm like, Heather, we connected on LinkedIn. You remember me? I'm Shay. And boom, they'll remember, yeah, you shared this. And now you're in. So we have to think of unique ways of connecting with our target audience besides just coming at them real hard, right? Inboxing them straight right away. We have to find other ways to make sure that we're connecting with them. And there's no better way than sharing information. Does anybody have any questions? Awesome. I hope that means I'm being thorough, or that all of you know a lot of these things. And if you have questions that I'm not going over, feel free to ask them too. All right, ladies. So there's even more to promoting your business than just positioning it on social media. If you do not have a Google My Business, like as soon as you get off this call, go to Google My Business, put it in Google, set up a Google My Business account. That is the only way that a carrier can leave a review for you, which really, really helps. It is the only way to get your SEO from your website to appear in that Google search at the top. The only thing you're required to have is a physical address or a virtual office that is not a PO box. So it can't be like a UPS or like a postal service, but it can be like a virtual office. Bing Places, Yelp, and Mansa are all important as well. But if you don't do any of those other ones, make sure you do Google My Business. Every site that has any type of search engine, you want to sign up. It doesn't hurt, right? Because when people go to search your business name, when you search my business, you type in Allegiant Logistics or Shay, Lynn, Dixon, LLC, you're going to see me. The whole first page is going to be somewhere that have my name signed up for, that I searched, and it really helped me. It really helped build trust with my brand and with my business. Lastly, SEO on your website is really important. Whether you did your website yourself or whether you had somebody do it for you, you want to make sure that every graphic, every single page has keywords on your actual page, on your website. The reason why this is so important is because those keywords are what people are searching, and that's what makes your website pop up. So make sure you're using specific words in your industry. The number one searched word on our end is transportation provider. So I put that on everything. All my SEO has logistics provider, transportation provider. Most of the shippers that I ask them all the time when I'm doing their onboarding. I'm like, when you're looking for a logistics partner, what do you search? And they're like, logistics provider, transportation provider. They don't search freight broker. They're not searching truck driver, right? They're searching fleet manager. They're searching these larger, more utilized words in the shipping realm. Logistics provider, transportation provider. So make sure you're utilizing those words. You can, if you're not sure which keywords you need, DM me. I'll give you 10 for your business. It'll be real quick. I'll send you 10. Okay? Because you need to make sure that those SEOs match exactly what you do. Welcome. Did someone have a question? Somebody kept taking the mic off. I wanted to stop in case you did. Okay. All right. So if they can't find you, they can't use you. Make sure you promote your business. So ladies, that's everything that I have in regards to establishing, positioning, using your branding and social media. I want to go ahead and get into this Canva so I have time to show you ladies some things, okay?
Shay, I have a question.
Yeah, ask away.
Can you go back to what you said, Pig Delicious, and what were the other two again?
Yes, so Color Hunter, Peloton, Paletton, and Pictalicious, so Pictaculous. And I just want to point out, I made this whole presentation on Canva in 30 minutes. So just, if that puts in perspective how much you can do with Canva, how much you can, utilize right within Canva. When I started off in the beginning, I didn't have a big budget. I had to make everything myself. Well, except for my logo, I did outsource that. But I did everything myself. And so, I'm sorry.
I apologize.
It's okay. Did you have a question?
No, I'm trying to find the mute.
It's okay. Let me see. I can mute for you. There you go. All right. So when I started, I didn't have all the extra, right? So I had to use what I could to get what I need. So the first thing I want to go over is creating a brand board. Literally, you type in brand board. They'll come up all different types of mood boards, brand boards. This is what I use for most of my clients. You can select this so easy. Let me make this a little bit larger. Yeah. All right. So when you're creating your brand board, it's going to have everything. So put your logos in there, utilize your text. But I wanted to touch on the color because that's where people always have the hardest time. So make sure that you're putting your color code. So everyone's like, well, where do I get my color code? If you click here on any color, and you can use one of those apps to find a color, anything. This is going to be your brand hex. So some use RGB, some use whatever. You just need to know this is your hex code. And this is what helps you keep all of your brand consistent because you're able to use the same exact colors on everything. So you can just copy and paste that and add it here. And that's all you do. You go in, you make sure you add your fonts, you add your colors. I use my brand board anytime I make content, anytime I do anything. And if you sign up for a Canva account, you can actually set it up in your settings to where you're able to put your brand colors on automatically. So when I go to do anything and I'm trying to change the colors, I'm like, okay, what colors? My Allegiant brand colors and my old Shay, Lynn, Dixon brand colors pop up because I saved those. So make sure that you're keeping all of your brand colors. This is going to help when you do any type of marketing materials, if you do trade shows, events, order shirts, they're going to always ask for your company colors, and keeping those same consistent colors is going to build trust with your audience. So the brand board, that is something that I highly suggest everyone go and create today, immediately, if you don't have one. It will keep you consistent, it'll keep you on point, and it'll make it a lot easier for you. Does anybody have any questions about the brand board? All right.
Yes,
Okay,
I'm
go ahead.
sorry.
No,
Can
go
you go
ahead.
back to, can you go back to where it said, where you said that you have to save your colors?
Yes,
Can you show me how to do that, please?
I sure can. So let me move. I don't know if anybody knows how to remove this bar. It's all in my way. Hide video panel. Boop. Okay. Y'all bear with me. So if you click under styles, you can set any styles for your brand. So for Allegiant Logistics, these are the two font styles that I use, and these are my brand colors. So all you'll do is come in here, and you can click either trending colors and use the colors they have, or you can go in and put your colors. Once you create them, it'll, add them exactly to your brand kit, okay? At any time you can change the fonts based off the brand kit as well. You can update it. For me, I use these periodically if I'm making content. I don't know how to put my colors in there, or how to make sure that everything is flowing or matching. But this is where you will edit all of your styles and your colors for your brand. Also, if you go into your settings on the main page, you can establish everything. So right here, there's a brand kit. So when you're initially setting up your Canva account, make sure you add your logos and you add any other profiles. Also, if you have a font that's kind of different, you can upload them. All you have to do is search on Google, and you can type free fonts. You can find fonts that are not on Canva and upload them. I do them sometimes for client if they don't have a typical Canva. Does that help you? Did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Did anybody else have any questions about the brand board?
I have a question. I don't know if it's
Yeah, go ahead.
how did you say you go about picking the colors that like complement each other?
Yeah, so I utilize an app. One of the 3 apps that I gave earlier, they work really well, because if, say, you're like, okay, I want to use some type of blue, you can pick a blue color and it'll give you 2 or 3 other colors that go in perfectly with that blue color. And it'll help you find colors that blend together. So did you need the app names again?
No, ma'am, I have those.
Okay, so those are what you're using. Do you have a brand already, like brand colors already, and you're just wanting to change them?
Yes, I need to change them.
Okay, I would pick whichever color you want to keep and put that into the app, especially the last one, the Pick Delicious. Because if you have like a shirt or something with your colors on it, or anything that you like, you can upload that and it'll give you a bunch of other colors that you can use with it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Did anybody else have any questions with that? Okay, so as you know, if you haven't used Canva, you can make all types of graphics. Make sure that when you are creating content, okay, I don't know if any of you have had this issue, but you go to share some type of content and it's too big for the Instagram box, or it's, part of it needs to be cut out, or whatever it is. You can easily fix that in Canva. All you do is go and create whatever type of template, whatever type of size post you need, okay? So you're like, what size post? Every single social media site has a different dimension that's utilized. Facebook is going to be different than Instagram. Although you can use Instagram on Facebook, Facebook is a little bit larger than Instagram. You want to make sure that you're using the right dimensions so that when you share your graphics, they're not cut off. Because why spend the time to make the graphic and it doesn't look right? So I always make the Instagram post style. If you're going to say you're in one of these templates, right? Mother, this is for Mother's Day. You can use this on your feed, or if you want to share it in your Instagram stories, you can turn this post into an Instagram story really quickly. All you'll do is click right here to resize and click here, and it makes it into an Instagram story. I always just do resize, boom. You have an Instagram story that you can use for anything. So everyone's like, okay, Shay, you always personalize your stuff. I do. I'm personalize every single thing that I add, and I try to add my picture to everything too, because I want you to remember who I am. I want you to be like, oh, that's that Shaylin. Yeah, I want you to remember me. And so whether you do that in your brand, whether you have something else you use, I am always making sure that I add myself to the picture. I wish I had a picture of my kids already uploaded on there. I'd use it, but I do. So you're like, okay, so for me, I want to make sure that if I'm ever going to be sharing pictures or adding them or attaching to a graphic, that I'm removing the background. This is the number one thing people ask me. How do you remove the background? Okay, so if everyone saw what I just did, let me delete that. These are photos that I've uploaded, and you just find it on the left-hand toolbar. I pull any type of picture in that you want to edit. You'll automatically go to effects and then background remover. And this is going to be so important, whether you want to add your face, whether you want to add anything to a graphic, you want to personalize it. Maybe you want to add your logo and the person who gave you your logo didn't give you a transparent background. You can upload it here and remove the background. And then all you got to do is make it a little bit larger, and boom, I just put me and my son. You make it larger, and boom, your graphic's done. And you can download it. It'll automatically adjust, so anything without outside of these realms will not, you won't see it. All right. So does that show you guys how to remove a background? Does everyone get how to remove a background on any type of content they do? Because I see a lot of people sharing content that they could remove the background and it will look more aesthetically pleasing. It's really important. All right, good. So I don't want to see any of you post with them backgrounds the way they've been. Okay. I'm going to look, I'm gonna be like, hey, you could have removed the background on that. Don't post your, yeah.
I was gonna say, you make this seem so freaking easy. Like I got on Canva and I was like, this is too advanced.
It's so easy. Look,
No,
that's
I
just the
gave this to
graphic I
a
made.
whole graphic designer. So I'm saying to one, I'm thinking the same thing. I'm cracking up. Like I gave this to somebody, like, okay, no.
I know,
But you're
right?
making it seem so easy.
It is very easy. Listen, I know, listen, for the ladies on here that can't do a graphic designer, you're gonna find a way to make it work. And you're gonna make and it is easy. The more you do it, the better you get at it, the better you're able to practice, the more your content will, stand out. I've had a customer just give me opportunity because they like my content, right? I'm like, what? You like my content? He's like, yeah, I saw your LinkedIn post. They look nice. All the colors look nice. I'm like, thank you, John. I appreciate that.
Wow, this is amazing. Is this the free version of Canva or is the upgraded version?
So some of the graphics are upgraded. Mostly everything in here you can utilize on the free version. The upgraded version, I think, is $12, but it's the best $12 you'll spend on your brand. So if there's anything else you guys want me to show you in Canva, I will. You can make business cards here. I made my capability statement that I send out to all of my customers right on Canva. You can make videos, anything. I hope this is kind of helping you guys. This is something I made for, yeah.
Go up a little bit. I was trying to figure out how people do that when they have their posts and then they have like their Twitter posts on top of their posts.
Okay, I can show you how to do that. So this is actually
like that one there.
Yeah, so this is on top of a video. I did it on video, but I do these often. So with these type of graphics, it's really easy. There's actually a template for it. So if you guys go to home and on the main page here, and you do Instagram, and you can do Instagram posts, I believe. all these templates will come up. I like to use the Twitter post layout. Oh, of course, I'm not going to be able to find it. If any of you want this exact template, I can send it to you. But they do have a template on Canva that has like the basic reminder. This is made from a template. So basically all you're doing is, let me go back into this. All you're doing is either utilizing a new graphic or an old one that you have, and adding the smaller pieces to it. So here's some recently used, I think it's in here. Well, here, this is the other one that you saw. So you can use this. There's another one that's just like the one I have here. I don't know where it is, but it's in these templates. Go through the templates, find them, because that's all I did. You can do calendar, any of these. Utilize these. All you do is put it over a picture. That's it. And if you want to change the background on any picture, you can do it. Really, really simple. Like this. You go to photos. You can either use a photo that's a stock photo that's theirs, or you can upload your own photo. So for me, I like to use a stock photo. Make sure that if you guys do not have the upgraded version of Canva, you only use the free photos. Do not share stock images that have X's crossed out on the pictures. Please don't. I always like the warehouses because they look really nice, and boom, you pull it over, just drag, that's it. If you want to make this from scratch on your own, all you're doing is adding a box. Here, I'll show you. I'm gonna show you. And I can share this template with y'all. Anybody who wants it, just shoot me a message so I know that you want it. All right, so you can start off with a square. Always utilize the lines. I don't have my new branding colors on here, but that's okay. Always utilize the line to make sure that you're evening everything up. You can make the text boxes larger. I always change the density of the photo, which is this little transparent thing. This is going to make your photo a little bit clearer so that you can see through and your text isn't hard to read. Also, make sure you grab any type of photo. I'm going to use that warehouse photo, pull it behind. You can go and grab any type of element. So for me, I want to make sure, actually, I'm going to use a photo. I'm going to use a photo of me for my headshot. We'll use this. Okay, I'm going to save this here. This is my picture. I'm going to use an element. I'm going to do a circle. So this circle right here with this green and the sky, this is the circle that you use if you want to change an element shape or add any photos to it. So we can add this in here, put that bad boy in there like it's your profile picture, add your photo to it. You'll then want to add some text. So you add some text. So at Shay, Lynn, Dixon.
I need a whole tutorial on this.
I got you. Listen, this is like, you can add some more text and we'll say, no, I'm just gonna put Shay, Lynn, Dixon. This is me. And then I'm going to add a paragraph. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And that's what you ladies need to do when it comes to your content. Boom, edit it, bow. Boom, boom, bow. Dun. Okay, so that took me less than 5 minutes, and that's a post. And so I hope that at least gave you guys a little basics of things you guys can do in Canva yourself. Make sure that if you are going to pre-plan your content and you're making your content in Canva, it's really easy. I don't use Canva anymore because I manage like 7 pages. So I use something a little bit more robust to schedule across all social media platforms. but you can schedule your content. You can schedule which day, this one specific graphic, you can schedule it on a day and time. And then you can pick where it's going to go. If it's going to go to LinkedIn, oh, I do still schedule my LinkedIn content on here. You can say LinkedIn, you can put a little caption like, oh, my brokerage, blah, 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 and schedule the post. And now you're done. You've created your content for the day. You've put all the captions on it. You're going to show up. So those shippers are going to see your stuff. Okay.
Do you use Planoly at all?
I actually do. I use Planoly for everything. I prefer Planoly because for my personal brand, I don't use Planoly for the business page because, you know, you pay for it, but this is all my content. Y'all, I got content for days, okay? And that's how you guys need to do. You need to make sure that you guys are pre-planning your content in advance. If you guys notice, the leading ladies of logistics, their content just flows, right? And I think as small business owners, a lot of time we get busy, right? So we don't always post, we don't always show up because we're busy running the business, especially, you know, I can't be on Clubhouse all day, every day, because I have a lot of work to do. So do it to where you can set it and forget it. So for anybody that's interested in working with me, I can help you set up systems. I can help you position your business. I can help you develop branding or rebrand. And I can help you with software, factoring, and developing partnerships. I'm going to put in the chat in just a few moments a freebie. So I made a social media calendar for you guys to use. It just has some quick things that you can use every day to talk about on LinkedIn, that you can talk about on Instagram. If you have questions or need help, let me know. I'll be dropping that PDF in the Zoom in just a moment. And I really appreciate all of your time, all of you ladies listening to me. I would love to connect with you all. If you would like to connect with me on social media, or if you would like to leave a review for Shay, Lynn, Dixon, LLC, get your phone out, scan this QR code. It will take you to my link tree, and that will help you to either connect with me on all social media outlets, or for you to leave that review on Google, which whoever leaves me the best review on Google that's a mentee, I will give you a complimentary 30-minute consult at no charge. So make sure you leave a review. I will put somebody in the group tomorrow. And that is it.
Wow,
That's it.
Shay, that was super amazing. Thank you so
Bye.
much. Like, I learned a lot. I'm actually gonna play around with Canva tonight, so I'm gonna make you proud.
Thank you. Listen, we have whole brands out here. Literally, I've gotten so many opportunities just by showing up, just by putting a little content out there, just by taking up space. And I feel like as women, especially as minorities, especially as Black women, because Mary, everybody besides Mary is Black, and Mary, you know, we love you. But sometimes as women, we don't show up. We have a hard time just pushing and putting ourselves forward. And you have to do that when you have a business. You can't be afraid to do it. And if
Right.
money stands in the way, you have a free tool that you can use to create
Absolutely.
it. So I don't want to hear it. Okay. I don't want to hear it. Anyways, that's all, ladies.
Great,
Thank you.
great. This is an
Thank you.
excellent call. Thank you so much.
Does
You guys,
anyone have any
what's-
questions? Yeah.
There you go.
How do you come up with the ideas for like what you're gonna post? I know you said to make sure what you post is on brand and it's something that you believe for yourself. But
Mhm.
like I sometimes struggle with coming up with ideas for content.
Yeah.
I agree.
So, okay. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to make this bigger. Let me find the chat because I want to put this thing in the chat so if people are leaving, they can download this first. Where is the chat? All right, I'll just put it in the group. You guys just go onto the Facebook page afterwards and you can download it off the Facebook page.
That's great.
So for me, I have content pillars. So I first figure out what are my overall 4 or 5 main categories that I talk about. So for me, it's entrepreneur lifestyle. I talk about being a freight broker and just being in the industry or getting into the industry. I also talk about marriage, so my husband, and then I also talk about God and my relationship with God. So I try to like make one post every week, just giving honor to God because, you know, that's just My relationship with God is important to me, and I want to always keep that at the forefront, right? So those are the 4 things I talk about on my personal page. Now on the business page, my 4 main things are I need to source carriers, right? I need to find drivers. I need to build trust, and I need to show and tell, right? So show and tell and trust go a lot with each other, because you build trust by showing people what you're actually doing, right? You see a lot of people are like, oh, I'm moving freight, but you never see the freight they move, right? You never see the freight they move, and that's okay. They just might not know that the only way that I want to believe it. I want to see reviews. I need to see something. Show me something, right? So I start with that, and then I break that down into a weekly. So on Mondays, I try to stick to something inspirational and motivational. Everyone's starting their week. Everyone wants to hear something motivational. By Tuesday, I'm trying to communicate what I'm doing, what Allegiant Logistics does, right? What solutions we provide. Here comes Wednesday. I'm trying to post something funny, something that's going to get carriers to come to my page, something that's going to get carriers to go fill out my carrier packet, right? I'm talking about how I'm going to treat them differently. I'm talking about the freight that I'm moving and how my my flatbed freight is no touch, no tarps, but it's a little tarp now. But I talk about those things, right? And then I'm sharing something else that's going on in the industry. So for me, I'm making sure at the beginning of the month, I'm looking at the month as a whole. So I take the whole month, find any holidays, like, May right now, you already know Memorial Day. So boom, you don't have to even make contact. All you have to thank a driver. Thank you for all of our drivers who are out there right now on Memorial Day while we're all here. Or, enjoy your rest, drink, drive safe, whatever. So I make sure that I keep my 4 main pillars, or 5, depending on how big your brand is. And I make sure that I put 4 or 5 things under each thing that I can talk about weekly. So for me, I stick to my brand story. I tell my story a lot. I talk a lot about the freight I move. I talk a lot about what separates me from my competitors. Does that answer your question, Mary?
Yeah, I think so. I'm getting some ideas going.
And you have to remember, don't think too hard, right? I think part of the issue that a lot of us have with social media is that we overthink it. We overthink what's going on. As long as you can identify who you're trying to speak to first, the content will follow. Don't just post to post like, hey, I'm here eating my breakfast. Like, no one cares, right? We want to know what's Mary doing? What do you do at Landstar, right? Why should I come work at Landstar? Why should I do business with you, Mary? Well, what do you know? Tell me something I don't know. Because I try to make sure that I sprinkle a little something in every post that's either going to encourage somebody, inspire somebody, educate them, or make them laugh. And if you can try to hit that in every single post, you'll start to get traction. Really, people will start reaching out to you. Sometimes I'll post something and I'll think it's nothing. And somebody will inbox me and they'll be like, this resonated with me. And I'm like, for real? Because I just, whipped that up. And then on the other side, I'll spend an hour and I'll have a good post. I'm like, this is heartfelt. This is talking about my journey, my struggle, and it'll be crickets. So it's a hit and miss with your audience as you build your audience. For you, if you're a lot carrier facing, listen, I download TikToks. You can share a TikTok every week. Every Friday, just be the day that you're going to share a funny TikTok. You can literally go on TikTok and search in your commodity and you can find 4 videos right now. And now you have your post for every Friday for the rest of the month, right? Think of it in a bigger scale, not just in what am I going to post today? Because you're going to get burnt out if you're trying to post every single day for that day. You have to do, even if it's at the beginning of the week, like, okay, this week I got 5 things I want to talk about. I know I'm going to share a funny video on Friday. I know Monday I'm going to do something motivational. Tuesday and Thursday, I'm going to share something that I've learned in trucking or something that will help somebody in trucking. Wednesday, I'm going to talk about somebody who inspired me. I'm going to talk about a book that I read. I'm going to talk about something that I know and no one else knows, right? And if you need content suggestions, just reach out to me. I got you. Any other questions? Right. Ladies, thank you for joining us this evening. Don't forget, if you leave me a review, I will be selecting one lucky lady to have a complimentary 30-minute session. We'll be talking about whatever you want to talk about. That's all.
Okay, this was awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much. I learned a lot, and I've been
And
on
Mary,
Canva for a while.
Mary, you should be writing your content around capacity. You work for Landstar. You have capacity. That's what people need. Your shippers, you should definitely be selling from a capacity standpoint. So that's what you should be pushing. Like that's what you can offer. A lot of brokers can't offer that right now based on the relationships, or I'm going to say the time that they've been in the industry and they haven't necessarily built those relationships. But Landstar has already done that. Y'all have the most capacity. Like you should be able to cover your load. So I think you could sell from that point and use that in your branding.
Yeah, I really like that idea. Thank you.
You are welcome. Thank you again, Shay. This was amazing.
Thank you for having me. It's the little things, but if you guys have questions and you guys just, want to act shy, that's okay. Just inbox me, I got you.
Okay, ladies. So I can't remember who we have coming up next, but we will post it in the group. Make sure you all are in the paid mentorship group. If you're a mentor, make sure that you're in the Slack group. If you're not, just you can let me know and I'll make sure you get added. We're trying to get everything together so that it's more organized. So I'll tell y'all this real quick with the app. The app is done. We're using a community type app, but we have to like upload our own stuff to it. And the IT guy is trying to figure out how to get everyone over that has already paid, because the payments will now be just done within the app. So like basically you will register for the app, you'll pay with your card, and it'll be a monthly recurring fee, but you guys have not been charged anything else besides what you were originally charged, because we're getting things together on our end. So just bear with us and we'll have all that worked out. But we have a lot of great mentors and we have a lot of great information that they'll be sharing. And that's all I have. I don't know if any of the other mentors are on and want to say something, but other than that, I mean, it was a great call.
Hey, this is Shaq. I just wanted to say it really was a great call. I learned a lot myself. I shy away from this type of thing because I want to focus on my expertise. And this helped me a lot to really understand that although I outsource this, that I should be able to come in here and throw together a few quick things that I may want to represent me more on a personal aspect. So thanks, Shay. I really learned a lot myself. So thank you.
Hey Shay,
Yeah.
this is Sam. I just wanted to say like that was amazing. I never even really considered like paying for Canva as far as like the membership. I just always try to utilize the free stuff, but I see that it's actually probably worth my while to look into it. So that was amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
And
definitely
there's so
learned a
much
lot.
other stuff. There's so much other stuff you can do on there, Samantha. Just if we have a mentor thing, I do all my video content on there, like everything. There's so much on the paid version. It's definitely worth it. And you can
Yeah, I'm
manage a
definitely.
team on there too.
Well, Shay, we
Oh
probably
wow.
need to do a round 2 on this. So like this particular topic, I feel like you could go on and on for days. There's so much, I know you have much more to add. So we should probably definitely schedule you again. We can
Okay.
kind of take a vote and see if they want to pick back up with this before we move on to something else. But I think this is very important.
Yeah, and there's so much other stuff in Canva. And if you guys if you have questions that are, that I didn't touch, I just did high level. There's so much more that we could dive into, especially utilizing Canva. So let me know, but I appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you very much. Anybody else have anything else to add? Sam, you want to close it out? Tawana, Vanessa didn't make it on. It's her birthday today. But Tawana, Sam, y'all want to add anything?
Just ditto what everybody else has been saying. The call was amazing, Shay. Now you gave me another toy, so I definitely will be playing with this to try to figure out some of my own content. But thank you so much. And of course, the call will be recorded, so the rest of the paid members can see the call again in the group. So I look forward to the next session.
Sam, you got anything?
Nope, I already said it. Just thank you again. We appreciate it. We look forward to the next one for sure.
All right, ladies. Well, y'all have a great night. Thank you, Shay.
Good night.
Bye, y'all.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
All right.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Stop sharing.